Welcome back, guys, to yet another episode of Throwback Thursday. Last week I was not there and I couldn't provide you any more games, but this Thursday we will have another Throwback Thursday, and it will be crazy, it will be good. It will be something out of the box. We will not follow an entire best of 3. I will jump into maps and describe what's going on. Plan is to show you 3 different kind of styles. Since you like the 2 vs 2 a lot, and aTTaX, a guy that I highly recommend and that you check out his YouTube, like you can follow it and check it out. He provides awesome Warcraft content as well, and he's casting a lot of these old games, like very old games from all the old school players. So if you want to have an idea how the metagame looked like back then with different patches in different tournaments, check out aTTaX. Thank you, bro, for providing this nice replay here. 2 weeks ago we had the 2 vs 2 that I casted between aTTaX and BeT, the Beijing esports team, and it was me and dArk go up against WinNers and Sweet, the legend, the South Korean legend. So we're gonna jump into the third all-deciding match, and I don't know how it will end. I'm not sure if we're gonna win this or lose this, but let's see what's going on. And it's an old school map. But first, let's introduce the players. The under player, as I said it is BeT Sweet, the South Korean legend, the best, one of the best under players that ever played the game. On the other side is Ally, WinNers, remarkable Night Elf player, also from South Korea, not having the biggest success, but definitely being on the list of the top Night Elves at his time. On the other side, we have me spawning here as a blue human player, 12 o'clock position, and my mate, aTTaX dArk, the nice orc player who is constructing the Altar of Storms as well as the barracks and his orc burrows so far. So, for the guys who don't know Lost Temple, because it's not in the recent map pool anymore, Lost Temple is a 4 players map. You can see it. Everybody got a spawning location. We have these islands. I'm just showing you on the minimap. We have an island here. There's like a dragon. Oh no, there's actually like a level 9 granite golem that is dropping the sickest item. On the other side, or opposite side, we have the same thing. Then here we have, like, in between bases, we have a shop that we can use, and in between me and the base of WinNers right now, we have the laboratory where we can also get like Shredder and stuff. But to get the laboratory, there's like this big ogre that is using Wave, there's an ogre Maggie that is using Bloodlust, and we have natural expansions. Pretty much everybody got one. You can see it like from here to from my main base. We just go down that hill, there's like a downhill here, then we go down that hill, and there's the natural expansion. And we have this like for everybody, it looks the same. You can see it here, dArk got the same. And if you finish that camp, you are level 2 already. And in the middle we have a healing fountain that heals up the unit percentage wise, so the more max HP you got, the better it is. We can see what dArk is doing. Now it's actually me building a farm here so that we see Wisp moving toward the natural expansion of the under player. Because usually what you want to do, you don't want to expand towards your opponent, you just want to expand in between bases if you go for an expansion at all. So Priestess of the Moon for WinNers, I go with the Archmage here, dArk goes with the Blade Master, everything pretty normal. He goes with the old Scout first, so he can use this. It's invulnerable, you cannot attack it, and throughout the duration he can pretty much see and scout everything that's going on the map. Plus it reveals invisible units such as the Blade Master early game. So WinNers is getting 2 Ancient of War, which means he will go for mass Huntresses. Sweet on the other side, he got the first Fiend out already, second Fiend is joining the army here, and he will go for the middle right away. So I like this, he's using the old Scout to reveal the Blade Master, so whenever the Blade Master decides to harass the DK, he will be revealed and Sweet can easily get rid of him. On the other hand, he uses a second old Scout to keep track of the Blade Master and harass him while he is creeping. So I went for the expansion creep. I'm level 2 already, but I'm not expanding so far. I don't think that I will, because against Mass Huntresses Fiends, it's really not... I would really not recommend going for an expansion. It's very hard, to say the least. And we have a militia coming down here. I'm not sure what this militia wants to do there. Maybe check out the laboratory so that we can actually reveal the Priest of the Moon here. Nope, so far it's just idling there, but we could have used the scan to reveal the Priestess. DK is coming towards the middle. They know that we are kinda in a good position. With human orc we can creep the middle fairly easy, and healing wards drop there, and big sustainable items such as big mana potion, big healing potion, you can get all these things from that. But they have 3 Fiends now and the first Huntress, and it looks like that we kind of decide to give the middle away and not take a fight, even though I think our forces are strong enough to actually compete with that. We have 3 Grunts Blade Master, we have 5 footmen in total, and they are going for the first one. And healing wards is a sick items to have for them, especially if they want to push with 50 supply huntresses and 40 supply undead, or even 50 supply undead. The sheer mass is so good with healing wards. If you cannot like get through that mass of units to cancel them. Nice surround here on one of the fiends, so that fiend is definitely going down. Sweet losing the first fiend. dArk is attacking another one with his Blade Master, and we see another surround here with the Water Elemental and the Grunts on one of the fiends. So second fiend is about to go down, and the surround opens because dArk is moving his Grunts, but second fiend is down. Is there a surround on the third fiend? What the fuck is wrong with me? I have been a sick motherfucker back in the day. Sorry for that, but what the hell? 3 surrounds. This was even a 4 unit surround. dArk on the other hand has to be careful, loses his Blade Master, but kills a 4th fiend. So Sweet is down to 1 fiend, and the fiends are the main damage output of that army. So by decreasing the number of the fiends, you decrease the threat of that army, of the Night Elf Undead composition that is so strong with the Huntresses in the front, with the Bouncing Glaives, providing a nice front line for that range attackers, the fiends with the high DPS damage output. But hell yeah, Sweet got completely wrecked in the middle. Few surrounds on all these units. Well played there by dArk as well, distracting the opponent, going for several targets at once, but losing the Blade Master because of their old scout, so it also is completely worth it. What you cannot see is that in this patch version, since it's an old game, we cannot use the HP bar. Of course, I could put something in between, like my Windows key and the Alt key, but I don't think that this would do all too much for me, because then I would also ping all the time if I click somewhere. So let's see. Human player T2, we have a Mountain King coming from me. We see dArk with the two bestiaries. Sorry guys. The Blade Master has to be revived. The Shadow Hunter is following up after that. And yeah, it looks like he goes into Raider production right away. While I go for Dual Sanctum. So we will have casters, we will have Raiders. We have a Wisp here in a really nice spot from WinNers. You cannot kill that one. Healing Salves being used to regenerate. Let's check. The Potom is level 2 finally, with the True Shot Aura providing some more damage for all of the units from the Night Elf and from the Undead. One attack upgrade for the Night Elf, no attack upgrades for the Undead. He got a big potion, the Potion of Greater Healing, that can restore 500 hit points, and he got the healing wards earlier. So they are in a splendid shape. If they only didn't lose the 4 fiends, he would be up to 8 fiends right now, and this push would be very, very scary. So right now we're creeping this one. I think we wanted to give the experience to the Shadow Hunter, but the Shadow Hunter is not out yet, so I moved my Archmage away so that we actually get XP globally for all the heroes that we have. The Blade Master was a little bit out of position, so we had to wait a little. We get the Book of the Dead, which is great for defense, but we also see a Wisp is there, so we can actually dispel the Book of the Dead if he decides to do so. So now the militias are being called, I guess, and we will use the Town Portal to jump into that. The Sorcerers, the first 2, arrive, and with that we have the Slow ability, and Slow can be very, very devastating. But there are also 3 Wisp in position to dispel any upcoming slows. We see the Serpent Ward from dArk here, right choice. It would be useless to go for the Hex because we cannot really focus fire anything down. And now it's kind of scary. The 2 healing wards are in a very good shape. The first skeleton is being microed. I think I will get rid of both of the healing wards. First one dead, second one still alive. Second one is dead as well. The Serpent Ward and the level 2 Water Elementals go at it. A lot of Ensnares going down. We have that Book of Dead still active. He detonated on top of our heroes to burn the mana. Now there's no more detonate against the Book of the Dead. And the units are dropping down. Look at these Huntresses. The Blade Master has to be careful, but he should be fine. Yes, he is fine. But the Serpent Wards together with the Book of the Dead, the Slow and the Ensnare from the Raiders. Mountain King Bolt also playing a role in that. We get so many units when they try to retreat, and Sweet knows that, and this is the reason why he's pulling the Town Portal right away. Another Wisp comes to the party to detonate the book finally, but the Book of the Dead did its job. The Raiders get a few more Huntresses, and also dArk finds himself in a wonderful position. Blade Master level 3, I think Archmage is level 4 already. Let me check that one. Almost level 4. Mountain King half a level, and let me see, the Shadow Hunter, he also got half a level. In the meantime, they didn't build an expansion. What you usually do as a Knight of Undead duo, you go for an expansion up the hill, you fall back into it, you creep it, the expansion moves down that hill, and you have a nice, wonderful expansion set up there. Mountain King creeping that camp solo. You can see the creeps here are quite strong and they drop a nice item. Cloak of Flames, definitely a good one. So far, I only got casters. They killed the Arcane Bolt, so I cannot get any breakers. I don't have the Dispel upgrade for the Priest, nor the Invis upgrade for the Sorceress so far. Huntresses getting finally rid of that Scout farm. Scout Owl being sent out. Priestess is still level 2, getting closer to level 3. The DK is close to level 4. The Lich is finally there. He's taking to tier 3, 50% done. Getting the Borrow upgrade for his statues joining the fray. Should go for a second one sooner or later. He got one heal scroll and the Ankh of Reincarnation that he's selling right now on his Lich. Let's see what he's getting there. He's getting the Town Portal on the DK and the Blade Master. Be careful. Yet again, he still got a Town Portal, but you don't want to lose the Town Portal. But I think he will be kind of forced using it. The Scout all reveals the position of the Blade Master. And with that, he has to use the Town Portal. And yeah, this was kind of bad for Dark, but you can see how much of a payoff this Scout Owl is actually. It's very, very strong this game. Because usually people get the fire arrow, but if you play against Orc, I think the Scout Owl is definitely a good thing to have. And you can see it provides so much vision. It's revealing the Blade Master, forcing him to use items, Town Portal. If this would have been an Invo Potion on him, I think he had to use that one as well to just escape there. But yeah, so he had to pull the Town Portal. This is 350 gold down the draining that you have to replace if you want to play safe. Now Dark goes for the Augur Lord on the other side. Still the Serpent Ward on the level 1 Shadow Hunter. They provide piercing damage, up to 13 piercing damage. Especially good against the unarmored Huntresses. Will they take extra damage? Let's check this. Extra damage. Unarmored take extra damage from piercing and siege attacks. See? And the Endurance Aura here for Dark. What a nice and wonderful item. The second skill of the Shadow Hunter will be, of course, the Healing Wave. And he finds himself a nice Tomb of Experience. So the Shadow Hunter is one lucky bastard here. Getting super close to level 3 with basically creeping one camp. But we actually see that the Night Elf is moving in on my base again while Dark is expanding here. And now I decide to Town Portal. I think he is still on 50 supply. Yep, I'm on 47 supply out of 45. The Undead player is at 49 with 800 gold, and the Night Elf player, of course, always keeping his 50 supply alive. Expansion being cancelled by WinNers, great job by him. Actually going down that road, forcing me to Town Portal. I got a heal scroll as well on my Archmage. We don't have any Invo Potions, nor do we have a Town Portal on me right now. Priest of the Moon. Whoa, the Priestess wanted to use the Staff of Teleportation to get to the Huntresses, but Dark caught the Priestess of the Moon there, and right now we can catch a huge chunk of the Night Elf army here. Wow, very, very well done by Dark there. WinNers wanted to cancel the expansion, go for, and he needed a Town Portal, so he went for the expansion with the Huntresses. The Priest of the Moon went to the shop, bought a Town Portal as well as a Teleportation Staff, then didn't Town Portal right away, or didn't use the Teleportation Staff right away. She walked to this location, then used the Teleportation Staff, and then Dark came by to actually cancel that one. And that killed at least 4 Huntresses, I guess. Lich in the meantime did some creeping, getting closer to level 3. DK is finally level 4 here. The question already here in the observer chat is why I'm not expanding, and Dark is. Let me check that. I don't have many woodworkers. I think the main reason for that is that I'm down to 3 woodworkers right now. And Dark was at 50 supply and his resource count was pretty good. Now he gets the Bed Rider here, because you will need them sooner or later. And you see the mass of Fiends. It's actually 8 Fiends, 2 statues. 8 Fiends are doing quite some damage. And while he's Town Portaling out, Mr. Sweet is killing one of my Sorcerers. And now they're playing this little bit of a trading game here. Dark is already sending peons over. The expansion is about to be done. The Scout Owl reveals that the expansion is being reproduced, and now the Huntresses are streaming in yet again to kill that expansion and cancel it before it goes up. There's no Town Portal on me. Is there a Town Portal on Dark? I don't think so. Nope, we don't have Town Portal. We have the invisible Bed Rider trademark unit. Mountain King with a Staff of Teleportation to actually fake any kind of Town Portal, and yeah, Dark has to cancel the expansion. And right now we might be in a little bit of trouble because we're kind of forced to commit to a fight here, because they are on 3 bases or 3 gold mines, while we are still on 2, and the human or the Night Elf player is going towards my main base right now to harass my workers. I closed off my base, but at a certain point it seems like I opened it up again. And this is horrible, because he got free reign over my units. The invisible Bat Rider are idling above the lich. They are just waiting for the destroyers to morph, and now with the Blizzard, with the casters, with the heroes levels that we got, we decide to give it a go and see how well we can do against the undead here. Destroyers are being morphed. The Invis Bat Riders should trigger in a second. He's moving them back again, and now the Invis Bat Riders gonna hit the destroyers. Good job there by dArk. We see another round of Wisp detonated on top of all the casters. They drop super low in terms of mana, but the Fiends are in a wonderful spot for a Clap Blizzard combination, and it hits. The healing scroll is being triggered by Sweet. I think dArk is in a good spot as well, fighting his own fight, while I kind of force the underplayer to retreat further and further inside his main base with that Blizzard use, and the Mountain King with the Cloak of Flames, killing a few Huntresses. dArk now focusing the Slaughterhouse, and a lot of units are dropping here from the Night Elf under 2. Mountain King has to be careful, uses the Invis Potion, or not, the Invis Potion is being saved by Invis, as well as the Healing Scroll and the Healing Wave on top of that. And this looks very, very good for the two of us. Last Destroyer is being engineered and focused. The Serpent Wards are doing a wonderful job. They can also kill the Destroyers with the End Snare and this Blizzard. We force the Fiends out of position all the time. We do so much damage. Big Potion, Greater Healing Potion was triggered on the DK here. To use it is still looking sharp. Now the Shadow Hunter was casted Invis, but on top of that, he used the Dispel or the Dust. Did he use the Dust? No, he used the Dispel with the Destroyer to reveal that one, and the underplayer has to Townball inside his own main base to relocate and get a better position in that fight. But against Blizzard it's very, very tough to fight with these clumped up units, and the Bat Riders are going at it and killing their last remaining destroyer. The Blade Master has to be careful. There's plenty of mana on him, but no more mana on the Shadow Hunter to actually heal him up. Mountain King with another bolt, killing that Priestess of the Moon from WinNers. There is another Invis that can save the Mountain King. The Mountain King is dropping fairly low. He's being novaed and he dies. Level 4 Mountain King is dead. Great job by Sweet there. On the other hand, getting the return kill here, forcing us away for at least a little bit, producing Abominations as well as Fiends on the other side. Priest of the Moon, the revive has not been started yet, and he's getting more and more Huntresses. The level 4 Priest of the Moon is still dead. And we know that the units are kind of trapped here right now in the main base of Sweet. He's getting a third hero, the Crypt Lord, which is a nice addition to his army. He can use Impale on pretty much like everything besides the breakers. So they can actually stun us in a crucial time to kill something. We are not getting the expansion back into play. We are not scouting their expansion, but I think we are kind of assuming it. Now finally the breaker of mine is going towards that location, because we might be questioning if there's an expansion in play for our opponents, and we don't want to lose this game later to an expansion. So we now got the confirmation that there is an expansion in play. There is no tavern here, so there is absolutely no tavern revive available for the Night Elf. So his Priestess of the Moon is gone for quite some time. This Altar of Elders going down yet again in a little bit of a hidden spot there. Sweet, on the other hand, knows that he cannot fight in the main base of his friend, and he knows the only way to turn this game around. Might be a go at the Burrows and force at least one of us to Town Portal, or maybe take a very good fight against him. But we don't have Town Portals, I guess. No Town Portal for me, no Town Portal for dArk. We got rid of the production as well as the mining. The Invis Bat Riders can now be used as nice, wonderful scout tools, like little scout shades. And what I can also recommend to you, if you play Orc as an ally and you want to provide the front line, you always go for the defense upgrades to just stay in front a little longer, so that your mate that is providing the damage output in the back can just go at it and you stand strong there in the first place.
A town is under siege.
So he's going into the Abomination production. He skips on Destroyers. Of course you want to have the Destroyers against slow, against the Link, or there actually is no Link in this game, but against the slow, the Destroyers are just wonderful tools. But on the other hand, if you have Invis Bat Riders, it's not working all that well. But on same thing as like with Abominations that are like fighting off against, for example, Breakers and Grunts and Raiders to keep them in one position. It's also not the best thing in the world when you have Blizzard and the Blade Master going at it. We have Clap with that Mountain King. Mountain King is, by the way, still being revived. 2 of the Huntresses are being being trapped inside the main base. Another set of 2 is coming towards my main base to harass my workers and cut my gold production here. The Priest of the Moon is still dead and he will not get that one. We find that Altar of Elders. We can see Sweet is upgrading a few more towers inside his main base. But the towers are so far back, I think they will not really matter. We can still snipe the Slaughterhouse, the Crypt, and maybe even the Black Citadel. And yeah, in the meantime, we see that Sweet was able to take out Dark's main base as well as all the borers. There's still 1 peon alive. And also my workers seem to, yeah, my workers, it looks like all of my workers died, but Dark was able to save a few of his peons. So how much gold? He got enough gold to actually build a few units. Detonating 1 destroyer, and this might be the last fight. Sweet goes at it. The Archmage is being focused right away. There's a Shadowhunter with Heal Wave and a Healing Scroll. Mountain King in the middle of everything. No Invo Potion on him. Has to be a little bit careful. Whoa, Mountain King dropping down, using Coil Nova on him. And he gets wrecked, but you can see the slow combination with that Ensnare and that level 3 Blizzard is going at it and is wrecking apart all these fiends. They take so much damage from that Blizzard, even though the damage is capped at a certain point. Look at this damage, it's ridiculous. The entire army got wrecked. The Lich is about to die. The DK had to use the Invo Potion before the Lich. And now we're going at the last remaining units. Archmage is being focused, has to be careful. Another Heal Wave is being casted by Dark to keep my hero safe and alive. Another surround here on that Lich, I guess. Nice save with the Invis on the Archmage. Lich and DK die almost simultaneously. And this should be game, and we were able to take this series 2-1 against BeT, against the South Korean team. And yeah, what a wonderful 2-2. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me some feedback below that video. Let me know what you like about it. And yeah, keep in mind that this Sunday we're gonna have a 2-2 tournament. If you want to participate, check out the Reddit thread. I will also put it in the info box below so that you can sign up and can participate. The winners get 200 euros, so 100 euro for each of you if you split it in like fair pieces. So thanks for tuning in once again. There will be more videos or more replays coming in the future, so stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching. Bye.